Adolf Galland was not just a pilot, he was a visionary with a clear understanding of the air war's realities. As he watched younger men struggle with the complexities of aerial combat, he harbored a growing frustration that echoed through the ranks. His own experiences shaped his philosophy: combat is won not merely through courage and technology but through the careful nurturing of skilled pilots who can adapt and survive. With meetings filled with proposals highlighting the need for training time and proper rotation, his words fell on deaf ears. The focus remained tightly wound on numbers, not wisdom. As casualties mounted and as recommendations continued to be ignored, Galland found himself increasingly at odds with his superiors. He would often lean over maps, drawing lines and marking zones, trying to illustrate the importance of strategy over sheer force. The air war demanded not just bravery, but the wisdom of leaders who had flown and understood every maneuver, every danger that awaited them up in the skies. His passion for aviation and his commitment to his men drove him to become a reluctant voice of dissent, challenging the norm within the Luftwaffe despite the risks involved. With a heavy heart, he prepared for one of the most significant confrontations of his career. As the sun set over the airfield, casting long shadows across the tarmac, Galland summoned his squadron leaders for a decisive briefing. "Gentlemen," he began, his voice steady yet intense, "we face an uphill battle, but it is crucial that we understand our greatest asset isn't our aircraft, it's our pilots." The room fell silent, the weight of his words hanging in the air. He pointed to a map dotted with enemy positions, tracing the routes they would take. "We must maximize their strengths, not just send them to the slaughter." Sensing their skepticism, he pressed on, "Our future is shaped by those who can think, adapt, and survive above the chaos of war." His squadron leaders exchanged glances, some skeptical, others impressed by Galland's unwavering convictions. "Experience," he continued, "is our most valuable weapon. Too many of our best are lost before they even learn to navigate this lethal theater." He leaned closer to the map, his finger hovering over critical zones where losses had been catastrophic. "We need unconventional tactics and time to develop our men. Only then can we transform potential into power." A murmur of agreement trickled through the room, faint but palpable, as they began to grasp the urgency of the situation. Galland straightened, determination igniting in his eyes. "We owe it to those flying under us, and we cannot afford more mistakes." Each leader nodded slowly, the weight of responsibility settling over them like the summer heat. The briefing came to a crescendo as Galland's intensity ignited a fire in the hearts of his squadron leaders. "Their lives are in our hands," he declared with resolute passion. "We have the knowledge, the strategies waiting to be grasped, we must implement them before it's too late." The walls of the makeshift room seemed to echo his words, adding gravity to their implication. One of the leaders, a younger man eager yet anxious, dared to voice his thoughts: "But what if the high command won't listen? They trust their numbers, not our instincts." Galland's gaze hardened, reflecting the inner turmoil of a pilot torn between loyalty and duty. "Then we make them listen," he replied, his voice a low rumble of conviction. "We fight not just in the air, but to change the very fabric of this command." When the meeting concluded, hope mingled with uncertainty, a flicker of rebellion stirred among the leaders, and for a fleeting moment, they believed that together, they could shift the course of the Luftwaffe's fate. With renewed purpose, Galland called for individual debriefs following the meeting, intent on solidifying their commitment. As each leader entered, he focused on their unique strengths, offering tailored advice to bolster their confidence. "Remember," he urged one young pilot with potential yet to be realized, "strategy is not just about having the right machines, it's understanding the art of aerial warfare." Galland's vision, forged in the fires of conflict, transcended mere tactics, it demanded a fundamental shift in the Luftwaffe's approach to warfare. He recognized that the path to victory lay not just in battles fought but in the leaders cultivated from within, a legacy that would echo long after the skies had quieted.